Hi, I'm Dr. Molly with Your Goals Physical Therapy. This week I had a mom come in and she was telling me about her back problems. And one of her back problems was that she couldn't lay flat on the floor. So she had been trying to do some yoga, and just laying on the floor made her back feel completely unstable. Well, during that session, I shared a very funny moment when I myself also had back pain when I laid flat. And I completely forgot about this story, and so I figured I will share my funny anecdote for this particular video while talking about how it is that you can get over having back pain when you're laying flat. It doesn't have to be with you forever, or certainly not as long as it was with me. So the history for me was that about the age of 13, I bent over to tie my shoe, and the amount of back pain I have, I can't even describe. I think I crawled to my mom to tell her that my back was hurting. It was so dramatic that, of course, she rushed me over to the chiropractor, and the chiropractor, assessed everything and told me that I had a leg length discrepancy. And it was 3 inches, which sounds dramatic. When you're 13, everything's even worse, right? So anyway, so after a while, she was able to help me calm down the pain, and I didn't have pain walking around anymore. I was able to bend over and tie my shoes. I didn't have any problems. But going forward, this was something that was just sort of a reoccurring thing. And of course, since this doctor told me that one leg was longer than the other, I sort of assumed that this was going to be just how life is. And so one of the most embarrassing things, or one of the things that became instantaneously, I knew I was going to have dramatic back pain if I did this. And for me, that was laying on something that was a harder surface with my legs straight. So if my knees were bent, I would be okay, mostly. Sometimes if I went and rolled to get up, it would be a problem if I was laying on the floor with my knees bent. But I knew without a doubt, every time, if I laid on something that was mostly firm with my legs straight and then tried to get up, I was going to be in massive amounts of pain. It was going to hurt to put weight on my left leg, and that would last a good 2 or 3 hours before it resolved itself. So it was pretty traumatic. But again, when you think that that's just how life's going to be, you don't know that there's anything else that you can do. This is just, you just sort of accommodate. And how often do you really have to lay flat on something? When you want to do yoga, if you want to go get a massage, that would make me so paranoid. So the idea that I would lay on a flat massage table and be on my back, and heaven forbid they didn't give you that bolster to go underneath your knees fast enough, that would be so shocking, because then at some point I would have to try to roll over, and that was just immense pain, and I knew it was going to hurt, and I knew it was going to cause everything to seize up, and just it was going to hurt when I walked. It was very tiring. So I avoided all things related to laying flat. Now that there did come to be a time when things were a little bit better, and this is where one of the more embarrassing moments happened. So, back in the early, late 90s, or early 2000s, it was still okay to tan. We actually thought that was kind of good. Okay, obviously we know that indoor tanning is not necessarily good for you, but that was the thing at the time. And so one of my most embarrassing moments was that when you're in a tanning bed, you're laying flat, right? You don't want to have creases, you don't want to have the little lines, so you're laying as flat as you can. And I went to go switch sides or whatever, and my back seized up on me, and I was just sort of stuck even after the tanning bed was done and my time was up, for an excessively long time, as I tried to let my back calm down enough that I could get all the way out of this thing and get out. I was in there for so long that the owner came and knocked to make sure I was okay. It was so embarrassing. I never actually went back to that particular place again. It was just very, very embarrassing, because I was literally stuck in there and I couldn't move, because it felt like if I was going to move, bones in my back were going to break. It was very traumatic. And so that was one of the more embarrassing things. And the way that my story ends is, obviously I ended up in a physical therapy clinic, or school rather, and I figured out how to fix all these things. And so I got to, by trial and error, figure out what exercises and what activities and what things help to make sure that pain doesn't come back. And now I get to share all of that wonderful knowledge that I got from my embarrassing moments on massage tables and, random tanning beds. And, sometimes you just lay on the floor and that would just be painful. So I am now in my 40s. I have 2 children. I am able to run. I'm able to lift weights. I'm able to jump, on boxes, off boxes. There was a time when I was boxing and, at a gym, but hitting heavy bags, all these things which would have at least annoyed my lower back at one point. None of that bothers me at all. I'm able to do all of those 100% with no back pain. I don't feel a smidge. So I no longer have to worry about laying on the floor and then getting back up. All that's completely resolved. I'm able to do yoga on the floor. I'm able to jump up and down and do random things and go from laying flat to fully standing. I get to play with my kids on the floor and not think about it, right? So if they want to do airplane and, or my feet have them up in the air and, they're flying around like they're on an airplane, I don't have to worry about any of that because my back does not bother me. I don't deal with any of the things that I was dealing with in my teens and my 20s. So I'm actually stronger and healthier now in my 40s than I was in my 20s. And I just want every mom and every person to know that it is completely possible to live without back pain. And if you're dealing with having back pain when you're laying flat, and then, when you go to stand up, you're having pain going down one leg or at like one specific spot on one side of your leg, which makes it hard to put weight down. There is a way to get through that, and there is an other side. There is a way that you're not dealing with this every day and having to wonder about like what position you're in and if this is going to get set off. And so if this is the type of care that you're looking for, feel free to message me, and I will get back to you and talk to you a little bit more about how we can make this your reality also, where you have no back pain ever. I hope you're having a great day. Bye.